Hello, good morning, friends, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to cover most of the ServiceNow Australia release features, which got released recently. So here is the list of features what we are going to capture in this session. Next experience components and next experience related changes where enable the autofocus, next experience, all menu editing, and menu editing option plugin. That is these are the three things that we are going to discuss. We will also discuss the changes related to the script editor. In catalog builder, there are few new changes that is introduced. We are going to discuss that. Dictionary layer changes, that is very important, and indeed it was very much required. User impersonation history for the audit perspective, some of the portal navigation which got changed, and which gives a very beautiful view of the portal as well. Flow subfluent action, so some of the very good features that got introduced in that. We will going to discuss some of the granular admin roles that helps to manage the role-based access in system in better way. Email response template sidebar, form channel for response template, some of the change management aspects, and user role related. So let's start with the first one, next experience component. So let's have a look in system what has been added here. So if we go to our ServiceNow system, in user preference, if we go there, we should be able to see these changes. So display, there are no changes. Themes, there are no changes. This Coral and Polaris was introduced in last releases itself. If we go to accessibility, this is the new one which you can see. Enable autofocus on page alert. So whenever we have a pop-up alerts happens, and in case we are on it, we are in bottom of the page, automatically it moves the focus on the alert. So if we have error on the top, then automatically it will move the focus over there, so that we understand what exactly the issue is, what exactly the error or warnings are there. Okay, then if you go for the notification, no much changes. Debugging, not much changes. Language and reason, this is another change where the country addition is happening and time zone is also there. So time zone was also there earlier, but this is now here we can see the country also got added. Okay, here whatever country we select, it is not in line or in sync with the time zone. We can keep any country, we can keep any time zone. So these are the changes we have in preference. Now if we go to our second change that is very much required, and that's very beautiful change in the menu editor. Okay, so if we go here, the menu editing option. In menu editing option, we have to first enable one of the plugin. So this plugin is SN Next Experience All Menu Editor that will only be available in Australia release. Okay, there are some of the beautiful features that we are going to walk you through about all these things. So if I go back to ServiceNow, if I click all, I need not to go to write menu modules. I need not to write it. Okay, earlier how we were doing, we were writing it the menu modules, and then we were going and create over there, right? Now we need not to do that. We have a plus icon here, which we can utilize. So if I click plus icon to create a new menu, it will show a wizard sort of interface to me to create a menu. Here you can see, let's give a new name. Okay, so let's say test menu. I give a new name. What role it will be assigned to, or what role can access it. So I can say ITIL role can have a look at there. I can put the description so that we understand better in future for what purpose this particular application module is created. Now you can see there are multiple modules that we usually create, right? Here, if I click on all, you can see these are the modules. Like if I open incident, you can see all these modules: create new, assign to me, open, unassigned, resolve all, overview, and all these modules. Here we have a very beautiful way given by ServiceNow now. If I want to create a list too, I can go and create a list. If I want to create a new record, so most of the configurations which I need to do when I create the modules, that can be avoided itself. Okay, we can go and click on this, and it will directly create such menus. These are the classical modules, list of records, URLs. This is how we were doing it earlier. Now if I want to just, let's say, want to create dashboard, I can click add here, and related settings will appear here. I can go and remove. I can go and edit, so I can keep any dashboard name here, for what role it will be, whether it will override the app menu role. All those things will be visible very clearly, right? So it's very easy. Now let's say, along with the dashboard, I would like to uh, add another menu, that is list view. So I can go and click on add. You can see it's added. Third, I want to add the new record. So you can see how quickly we are able to create it, right? And it's very easy. Whatever I want to rename here, I can go and rename. Okay, if I want to restrict it, what sort of view and table I want to show, all the data can be maintained here, right? And so this is how it's very quick. And let's do done. So once we are done, it will take us to this particular window where we can see this is how it will be visible. Task menu, inside that we have all these three modules listed. Now on dashboard, what all things I want to add, I can go and add using all these options. If there is a list, and as of now it's on task table, if I want to go and change, here we have an option to go and change also. So at right side context menu also, when in our previous page we had an option to select the appropriate table, but in case we have not done, we also have all these options here. Okay, and so you can see this is how this list view is created for all tasks. 1157, if I want to put a filter here, that will go and I can save that particular view for all users. All right, now let's go back to our documentation. So okay, one important thing that we need to remember, this is not enabled by default. If you are directly start using the Australia version only first time, you will have this plugin installed automatically. But if you are upgrading from the previous instances, then you need to go in the plugins and you need to enable this particular plugin. All right, so let's move to our next feature, that is a script editor. So we can again go back to ServiceNow. Some of the script editors we will see. Okay, so let's have a look on the script include. Parallelly, let's also open business rule. And let's also open one of the client script. Okay, so three editors mainly we have open here. So if I open any of them, let's open all three one by one. Okay, so what I'm doing for the script in this script editor is in ServiceNow, I'm opening one of the script include, one of the business rule, one of the client script. Okay, and we will see the editor here. So you can see a different look and view and the icons here. Okay, earlier it was not there. We had the similar icons, but the layout, or I can say that interface, was little different. Okay, so you can see this bug icon also there now, which helps you to debug the code, and this beautiful interface got created. So this icon, these icons got changed. Okay, let me reset it. If I go to another business rule here, go to advanced, you can see these icons are now very beautiful, right? It's very easy to understand, and it's a very beautiful interactive way. Functionality wise, not much changes, but from look and feel wise, this got changed drastically. Okay, this is client script. You can see here also we have the changes in it. Okay, let's move to the next one. Catalog builder. There are multiple changes done in the catalog builder. Okay, and let's go through all these catalog builder related changes together. So what we can do is, let's go to ServiceNow, and let me close all these pages here. Catalog builder. So what we are going to cover is, first, add stages in the fulfillment stage. So in this catalog builder, you can see the fulfillment. Here we can add these steps. Okay, so we can add those steps here itself using this add task, manager approval or the custom approval stages. Okay, if you go there, we can add the stage also inside it, so that we will have a look. Second change is, earlier this UI policy and the client scripts were not there as part of the catalog builder. So we need to go to maintain item and update them separately. Okay, so what was happening? Because of that, sometimes we were having two update sets created. Now, UI policy and client script also we can go and create as part of the catalog builder itself, so that they can capture in the same update set. Third, when we are capturing the update set, we have an option to change the prefix. Earlier it was always fixed like CB, that is the catalog builder, then we have the template name, item and timestamp. Okay, now we can go and change the way we want. So if you want any to put any prefix here, we can go and change it. Okay, there is a property for that we need to make the change. So that is a client glide.sc.cb.item update. Okay, we will first go and change the property so that we can see whatever the new update set gets created, that will be having the new name. One more change, earlier in the multi-row variable, when we were adding the data, it was visible here. Now because of security, in case we want to hide it, there is an option where we can go and hide it. So we have an option here, hide on grid. We can check on that and it will go away. One more, we now have the secondary owner. That is very important. Now from here itself, this will allow multiple users to update that particular catalog item. Okay, so we'll have a look on all 5 changes. Let's go to ServiceNow. So you can see this is catalog builder. Okay, first I'll go through that property and make the required changes in the prefix, so that the update set which will be created, we would be able to see the new created one. Okay, so this underscore properties list. Okay, glide.scb, this is the one. You can open it. And you can see here we have a default value. Okay, cb underscore cb is a constant value, and then template name, item name, timestamp. Right now, let's make some changes here, so that whenever the catalog item update set gets created, it will have the new name always. So I can say cb catalog builder and global. Okay, so every update set which will be created from the catalog builder, it will have catalog builder underscore global and then rest of the detail as it is. Okay, I can go and save this. So it is saved. I can close this now. And let's go back to catalog builder. Okay, before we go there was one more property we understood, the secondary owner. Okay, so let's go to maintain item and let's have a look if we have the secondary owner option also available. Okay, so I added here already as from this gear icon, owner and secondary owners, two things. If I open any of the catalog item, now owner and secondary owner, both type of people who are listed here are eligible to update this particular catalog item. Okay, so owner is that is the primary owner, but if I want multiple other people to give the rights to update this, here is the option where I can add any number of people. Okay, I can add it's a user criteria I can go and add. So if I create let's say is AES user, so that user criteria I enable, whosoever is part of this user criteria would be able to update this particular catalog item. Okay, owner is always individual user. So we can say able tutor is the owner for this particular catalog item, where anybody who is part of this user criteria can go and update this particular catalog. All right, now we can go and save this. I hope you are aware how this user criteria works. So just to give you a quick glance, in user criteria, you can define a group of people based on the users, group, roles, companies, location, or a combination of all these. Okay. Based on that, you can create the user criteria who can go and update this particular catalog item. All right. So let's move to another one. In catalog builder, let's create a